Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. This needs another coat, but the color match is pretty good. Alkyd paint, ALKYD, is not oil-based paint. It's similar, doesn't act the same. I'm used to oil-based paint drying in a couple of hours, maybe 3, and then you put your second coat on. I checked this for 3 days straight. Still was sticky. So on the third day, I decided I was going to put it next to a heat source. So I just put a 100-watt light bulb next to the handle and let it sit there. And came back in a half an hour, and the paint had all blistered up and bubbled off. And so I scraped it down again. Well, after that first attempt, I'm a little gun shy about doing it again, but you know, what the heck. You gotta move forward or you're going backwards. So I took off all the bubbly red paint, and we're gonna try something else. This oil-based paint is something I've not run into before. I mean, I've had oil-based paint, obviously, and I've used it, but I've never had this situation where the stuff doesn't set up. I mean, usually it skins over in a couple of hours, and then, you know, it's dry by the next day. And putting a light bulb on it like I did, you know, setting this light bulb over it should have been more than enough to make it work. But obviously, what I thought might work didn't. So I'm going to try something else. Now the thing I like the most about this paint is it's really, really glossy, and it's going to be a nice hard shell, and it's abrasive resistant. It's got all the things that I want to have on a drill handle, but it doesn't dry quickly. Also, it's kind of hard to get it to cover. It wants to have thick spots and thin spots. So I thought, okay, rather than trying to brush this stuff, I'm going to try dipping it. Worst that'll happen is it comes out badly, and I've already had that once, so having it happen twice really won't be a big deal. It's awfully thick paint. Okay, I let it drip off a little. Now I'm just going to let it drip off onto this rag. And it's definitely going to do that. It's already running down. It's okay. It's going to land onto this rag. It's going to get absorbed. Probably going to glue this stick to the rag, but I'll toss both of them when I'm done. The only sad thing is, the paperwork says it's going to take 5 days for it to dry. Yeah, that's a long time to wait. So I'm going to have to let it sit and harden up, which, according to what I've read, could take up to 5 days before I put another coat on it. I was going to recommend this stuff because of the way it looked, but the other problems with it, this Do It Best industrial strength alkyd coating, interior and exterior, high gloss enamel finish, for just not exactly what I would use again. If it wasn't for the color match, which is really quite accurate, and that's just the person at the hardware store that mixed it did a good job. Just unfortunate that I said go ahead and put this paint, you know, go ahead and mix this kind of paint up. "12 hours later, still tacky. Takes a fingerprint pretty quickly. This part down here is just the tape, so touching it doesn't matter. But it doesn't come off, it's just the surface deforms. So it is setting up eventually. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. This paint will dry, and long about the time Congress gets everything all figured out and knows what it's doing and life is back to normal. Heck, this stuff will be dry like 6 months before that. Anyways, thanks for watching. 4 days out, it's no longer taking a fingerprint. Yay! This video is not to be viewed by anyone under the age of 13 in the US or 16 in the European Union, without the express written permission of the parents or legal guardians of the underage person. Such written permission must be on file at the local government entity in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations established by the FTC.
Anyone violating these terms is admitting by default that they hold harmless the owners and operators of this channel. Any and all questions should be addressed to your local branch of the FTC.